Hey, kindergartners, it's Mrs. Seals back for our next science lab. So we are starting a new unit where we will be talking about the seasons. So let's go ahead and get started. Your target says I can observe and describe weather changes over seasons. So we're going to be talking about what the seasons are and the different characteristics of each season and how they're different from each other. So seasons are one of 4 periods of the year with different average temperatures, weather conditions, and lengths of daylight. The seasons are a pattern and they always repeat in the same order: winter, spring, summer, fall. And then when fall is over, we start back over: winter, spring, summer, fall. And this is a pattern or a cycle. We never skip over seasons. We never go backwards. We always repeat the seasons in this order. So let's talk about them. First is winter, and winter is the season between fall and spring. Where we live, winter typically has the coldest temperatures. What are some characteristics of winter? So I will give you a second to brainstorm. Think about what are some things that we see in the winter, things that happen in the winter, maybe some characteristics, meaning what's the weather like, what are the days like, all of those things. And then I'll show you some that I came up with. Here's what I came up with. These are just some, there's many more. We can get snow in the winter, even though here where we live, we don't usually see very much snow. We were lucky enough to see quite a bit of snow a couple weeks ago. However, even though it doesn't typically snow here, if it does, if we're lucky enough to do that every few years, it is during the winter season. It's very cold. Winter is the coldest season here where we live. So we wear things like mittens, scarves, hats to keep ourselves warm. Some animals hibernate in the winter, and what that means is that they shut their body down, and it's not real. It's kind of like they're sleeping, but not really. It's more of like shutting their body down or putting their body on pause. And during this time, they don't use up a lot of energy and they can go for a very long time without eating, which is good because in the winter, it's hard for a lot of animals to find food to eat. Also in the winter, the days are shorter. You might notice right now, although it is starting to get longer, it's dark by 6 o'clock, 6:30, whereas once we get into the summertime, it won't be dark until like almost 9 o'clock. And a lot of trees lose their leaves. And this isn't because they die. They don't die in the winter. It's almost like hibernation, but it's called going dormant or dormancy. And they lose their leaves in the fall, and then in the winter, they don't grow back yet. And they don't really start growing back until the spring when it's warmer and the days start to get longer. So the trees look like they're dead, but they're not dead. They're just dormant. So after winter comes spring. Spring is the season between winter and summer. And this is when the weather starts to warm up and plants start to grow again. What are some characteristics of spring? I'll give you a second to think about what are some things we do and see and experience. What is the weather like in the spring? One thing that happens in the spring is that the trees start to grow their leaves back. This is because the weather gets warmer, there's more sunlight. Baby animals are born. Baby animals can be born in any season, but a lot of animals only have babies in the spring. Flowers bloom, especially here in Texas. We're lucky to see all the wildflowers. In where we live in the spring, it rains a lot. It's our rainy season, which is good because, that helps the flowers bloom and the trees to grow more leaves. And the weather starts to warm up, so we can start to do things outside again, and we don't need to bundle up in a scarf and a hat and mittens. After spring comes summer, my favorite season. Summer is the season between spring and fall. Where we live, summer has the warmest temperatures. Think about summer. What are some characteristics of summer? What do we do? What do we see? What is the weather like? Here where we live, the summer is the hottest season. It gets very hot here in the summer. We have to drink lots of water to make sure we don't get sick. In the summer, the trees are very full and healthy looking. Their leaves are full and bright green. The grass is green. This is because, think back to the season before, in the spring, we had lots of rain. Also in the summer, there's a lot of sunshine. The days are longer. That helps, the plants grow. School is typically closed in the summer. Where we live, summer is our drier season. We typically don't get a lot of rain in the summer, which can cause something called a drought, which is a lack of rain. And it can cause, crops to have trouble growing and things like that. And like I've been saying, in the summer, the days are longer. So you'll notice in the summertime, it doesn't get dark until almost 9 o'clock, which is a couple hours later than it gets dark now. All right, and then after summer, our final season is fall, or you may hear it called autumn. It's the same thing. Fall is the season between summer and winter. The weather starts to cool off, leaves change colors and start to fall off the trees. What do you know about fall? What are some things we do or see or experience in the fall? For one, all right, this one's supposed to be first. So what happens first in the fall is that the leaves of many trees start to change colors. We'll see yellow, orange, red leaves. And then after they change colors, they will fall off. That's why it's called fall. And in the fall, the weather starts to cool off. So we don't usually need big, heavy coats in the fall, but you might start to wear sweaters and hoodies and long sleeve shirts and maybe hats and scarves if you're going to be outside for a long time. All right, so you can practice the seasons at home. You could draw a picture for each season. You could draw a picture what the weather's like each season. Again, this is just like every week. This is optional. It is not required. If you do practice or do something with the seasons, I would love to see what you come up with. Feel free to email me right there. The kids in class here are going to be doing this kind of picture sort. We'll go through it together so you can practice. There are pictures of all the different seasons. So they're going to look at them and decide which season is being shown in the picture. So let's go through them together. Hopefully you'll be able to see them okay. Here's the first picture. Picture of some flowers that looks like they have just bloomed. Do you remember what season I said the flowers bloom in? It is spring. Very good. Flowers bloom in the spring. Good job. Next one, I have a picture of a kid swimming at the swimming pool, probably because it's very hot outside. So what season do we go swimming in because it's so hot? Very good. That would be summer. Awesome. All right, we didn't really talk about this one. These are pumpkins. There are some holidays in this season where we celebrate by picking pumpkins or carving pumpkins or eating things with pumpkin in them. And this is fall. Very good. So I forgot to mention when I was talking about summer, summer is the season where most fruits grow on trees, but pumpkins are different. Pumpkins grow in the fall. Then we have some kids playing in the sand at the beach because it's very hot outside and they are trying to cool off. Also summer, very good. We have some kids with a lemonade stand selling lemonade to help people cool off because it's very hot. Summer, very good. I don't know if I mentioned this one. I kind of did. These are some bird eggs in a bird's nest. And I did mention a season when a lot of baby animals are born, and that's spring. Very good. This is what we call Easter eggs. There's a holiday in a season called Easter, and a lot of people celebrate by coloring the eggs or dyeing the eggs, and that's in the spring. Very good. Here we have lots of snow-covered trees. That would be winter. Good job. Here we have, oh, here's a good one. A boy raking leaves that have fallen off the trees and landed on the ground. And that's fall. Good job when the trees fall off the leaves, or the leaves fall off the trees. Here I have some apples that have been picked, and that's fall. They grow in the summer, but we pick them in the fall. Good. Then I have, ooh, nice refreshing watermelon on a very, very hot day, summer. Good job. Then we have leaves that are orangish, yellowish, reddish. What season do the leaves change colors? Fall or autumn. Good job. Then I have a butterfly. I'm not sure if I mentioned one of the seasons when lots of bugs and insects come out because it's getting warmer. The flowers are blooming, so they have food to eat. And that's spring. Yes, very good. Here I have a tree that has started to grow some new leaves. And that is also spring. Good job. Remember, in the winter, they don't have leaves. And then once the days get warmer and longer, they start to grow their leaves back. Here I have a kid bundled up, hat and mittens and coat. It looks like, you can't probably see that, but it looks like there's some snow on their hat. So that would be winter. Good. Couple more. Here are some kids. It looks like they're ice skating. They're bundled up with scarves and mittens, and that would be winter. Very good. Here I have a family that has built a snowman in the winter. Let's do a couple more. Here I have a tree that is like a yellowish orangish color, and trees change color in the fall. Good job. Here I have a raccoon kind of wading through the water, and there's snow all over the place. That would be winter. Here I have some orangish yellowish leaves that have changed colors. That would be fall. Good job. Two more. Here I have a family enjoying a nice picnic because it's hot outside. So they want to enjoy the sunshine and the pretty day. That would be summer. And then our last one, I have a person snow skiing, and that would be winter. Very good. All right. I hope that you guys had a fun time learning about the seasons, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.